Welcome everyone. In the second tutorial, we're actually going to be working with something called trim sheets. The idea is that we're going to create a texture that we can sample sort of in our engine in different parts of the world. So for example, if we wanted to put like a slab of wood or some tiles or like a panel, we could just sample a texture without necessarily having to model the whole thing. And we are going to create a texture with a variety of these options that we can basically pick and choose in our engine. So here's Blender's default flat surface. I think that what we're going to be doing is probably those wooden planks that I was talking about that we can project everywhere. So in this surface, we're actually going to be projecting geometric details of other objects. So we're going to rename it. And we are going to copy this one and duplicate it, and this new flat surface is where we're going to be modeling, basically. And we're actually going to move it a little bit, and we're not going to stretch it. We are going to go into the modeling, and we're going to actually take the edge here and move it so that it's just so that it's not scaled later on. We could work with it stretched, but it's better this way. Now we're gonna create some subdivisions. In this case, I want to make like 2 layers of these wooden planks, and I'm gonna kind of create them so that they're like overlapping each other. Like there's one that's on the right and one on the left. So yeah, as you can see, I've created 2 cuts, and I'm gonna scale one of these up. And you'll see how it works later on. We're going to scale them a little bit down. Remember, pressing shift, it gives you the precision mode. And I think that's about right. And we're going to select the other 2 on the opposite side like that. And yeah, we're also going to push them up a little bit, extrude them, and then scale them slightly. So yeah, the idea that the illusion that this model is going to give is that it's like a running planks of wood on a surface, and we can later use it in different like locations easily that way, and it won't look so obviously tiled. We can probably play around with the dimensions of it. We want to delete like the caps on the side. It's not entirely necessary. We can leave them. But for this occasion, we can just remove them. And yeah, then we're gonna extrude these other ones. We can extrude these ones together, and yeah. The same thing. Scale them slightly. Yep. And the other one. And yeah, delete the caps if you want. You can also just stretch them out of the texture or just flatten them, and that should have the same effect. And now we're going to create a few more cuts. We're going to move these cuts to the edges, because the same thing as the previous video, we want to make sure that this model that we're going to be sculpting is not going to be all perfect. We want to have it sort of a little bit disheveled, a little bit crooked. It's a bit cartoony. It's a bit surreal looking. We don't want like it to be just a basic wooden plank, because most of the time it would be much flatter. So we want to give it that personality. So yeah, we're gonna create these cuts, and then we're gonna just move around, not too much, but we're gonna move around the vertices in order to have more of a character. You'll see, it'll become obvious in a moment. And yeah, we can change them not symmetrically as well, so they're even more different. They seem more different when you look at them from a distance. That's pretty good. Oh. And we're gonna create a few cuts in the opposite direction. Like that. And this will allow us to sort of bank them a little bit, like as if they were bent. Sort of like the edges a little bit heightened. Again, maybe not the most realistic. This would be very old wood. But in a cartoon world, you want that sort of extra dimension, extra kind of perspective that it gives, yeah, more texture to the world. So we're going to be moving those things up a little bit. And all the edges like that, yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We can maybe bend the places where they meet a little bit. We don't want it to be too much because we still might want to use them as like by themselves as a single block of wood. But yeah, we can give it a little bit of a bend there. Yeah, it will still change a lot when we sculpt them. And I think that that's a good shape, general shape for it. It's not the most detailed, but again, when we take it to our sculpting, it'll change a lot. Yeah, so now I've added this subdivision modifier, and as you can see, it sort of made all the wood all blobby, and that's because we haven't actually marked any creases. So we're gonna go and select all of these corners here. We're gonna go into set crease. To set the crease, you actually have a variable level of it. So you need to like grab, once you select it, grab it and slide it. And we want the, I mean, you could use not a full 100% crease, but for wood and the sharp edge, you want it to be mostly sharp. So we're gonna go with a pretty full crease. And yeah, we're gonna do that with every edge of this little model here. We could do it all at once, but yeah, selecting them takes a while. So yeah, it's easier to control that way. We're also gonna crease these crevices. Yeah, the bottom side is also necessary, I find. Or it can get a little bit like, it might look a little bit smooth when we render it out. So yeah, that's also a crease. A corner. See, subdivided. Oh, you're right. The corners still need to be creased, those as well. And yeah, the borders as well. And as you can see, that, yeah, that gives it the sort of the wooden edge. There we go. And that should be ready to actually take into sculpting. We might want to modify or increase the levels of subdivision. I think I'm going to use like 5, and then I'm going to apply. And as you can see, there's enough density in the model now to sculpt. You have to make sure that that's the case. If you see that there's like the mesh is a little bit too wide, you might want to subdivide it a little bit further. But yeah, that seems to be fine. So we're going to just start sculpting. I'm going to fast forward here. It just takes a while. So enjoy. Okay, we're mostly done. As you can see, like I've added a lot of details. It's mostly just going with the grain, and I was looking at a reference. It's basically looking at, a plank of wood and just starting to copy the sort of folds that the wood has in the grain. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And now what we're going to be doing is we need to make sure that our plane where we're going to be projecting it has a UV. When you created the plane, it should have the default UV, so it shouldn't be a problem. After that, we are going to create a texture for the normal map that we want to be projecting into that plane. If you want to see how this is done, it is the same as the last video. We went into more detail there. But basically, yeah, we're going to create a normal map. We're going to make sure that, yeah, it's applied to the object. And we're calling a normal map, and we're gonna link it to a normal map node, and then we're gonna connect it to our normal, right? And then make sure that you've selected it, and we're gonna go back there. We're gonna select the trim sheet and the wood that we've created. I think the first one, yeah, first the trim sheet, then the wood. We're gonna select the renderer to cycles, and then we're gonna go to bake. Just make sure that the amount of, like the distance of the edge is about 0.1, because it's a little bit over the surface. So as you can see, yeah, this rendered out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the result. But now we're gonna create more textures in order to, well, one, have the color, the paint. So we're gonna create a new base map. And we will link it to the base map. As you can see, I selected it to be black, so it's all black now. And we want to create yet another texture, and we're going to create a roughness map. It's basically the same process. Yep. Roughness. And we're going to link this one to the roughness as well. It is all black, so technically it'll look very shiny, but if we paint that map all white, you'll see that it'll go all matte, like very dull. And for now, we sort of want that. I'm gonna paint a little bit of like grayish in order to make sure that we have some of that, this is the shininess of like painted or treated wood. I'm speeding up here because, yeah, this also takes a while. And that's basically it. Here I added more different wooden patterns that I might use in different places. And here I'm gonna be adding even more. Like I've got a little like tiled pattern, and then I'm gonna make these panels. And yeah, it takes a while. It's a lot of sculpting, but then you can use them in a bunch of different ways. So that's very helpful for like more creating a world rather than just a pair object thing. I'll show you guys how we can like use them later. So this is it basically. This is the finished texture trim sheet that we're going to be using in our world. And I'll take you here to the engine, and as you can see, most of these objects are actually created with these trim sheets. The floors, up here these platforms, yeah, these wooden planks like that, yeah. And even more so in this second level that we have, most of these assets are actually also created with the same trim sheets. Just different textures, different like selections of that trim sheet. And so you can see how big and how flexible this technique is. So well, I hope that was useful. If you're interested in following the development of the game, just follow the channel and keep in touch. I'll probably be uploading more stuff soon, mostly focused on more the programming side this time. As sort of a primer for programming in Unity. So yeah, keep an eye out, let me know what you would like to see, and yeah, say bye to Jose Cuervo.